Okay, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Welcome back. It's been a while from the last meeting. But we're still in good shape. Maintaining our once every 3 months is the minimum, so we're doing well. And we do have a quorum, so we'll open the June 5th Technology Advisory Committee meeting. And with any public comments? None, thank you. Any conflict of interest? We're not really going to decide on anything, so I think there's none. All right, and we can approve the February 6th meeting minutes. Are we in favor of approving these minutes?
Move. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moved. Thank you. Okay, so let's get right into it. The first item will be, I'll turn it over to Deepak for item number 2.01.
So this item basically, our treasurer, Leanne Evans, have been requesting a backup for this, from the TAG actually. We have Radcliffe Brown graciously has been a primary for this meeting. And this meeting happens once in 3 months, and it just happened in, I think it's
No, there's one that's coming
it's
Friday.
coming Friday. Friday. So Leanne was asking if we can nominate a backup for Radcliffe, because there's some forms to be completed and things like that. So that's why I want to bring it up. And
I know we spoke about it, and we said, I think Gwen and I, we said there were about 3 of us, and we said that whoever, I was not going to be there, I just let the board know, but I guess there has to be
Yes.
an official, okay.
so Leanne just reminded me day before yesterday.
So
she
we
said,
need somebody on record
Yes,
as the alternate.
yes.
I didn't know that, sorry.
So can we?
So could we
I'll
ask
turn it
for
back to
someone
you.
on the spot to volunteer? That's what he's asking?
No, I'm not asking you. I'm saying if you can help us to nominate somebody.
So what I could do is, I could talk to some people individually, or you want it like right now?
It's up to you. Yeah, that's fine. If you can let me know by next week or so.
So I'll reach out and I'll remind you that we didn't put anyone on the spot today, but we'll reach out and we'll get an alternate.
Right.
It should be straightforward. Mr. Radcliffe Brown is doing it primary, so thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Okay, so we'll get that done.
Thank you.
I'll take that on.
Okay, thank you.
And the next one also as well, we have a new member, but I'd like Deepak also to introduce.
So I'd like to welcome Chris Bonifardi. I pronounce it last name?
Yep.
And he's nominated by board member Frank Barbieri. And Chris is not new to me and to us. He has helped us during our 2012 U.S. presidential campaign.
Yep.
We worked at Don Estridge with him. He has helped, his heart is with the schools, and he always helps our K-12s. Not only Don Estridge, many schools and many programs he has held. I know ex-principal Kathy Weigel is right. He knows very well, works very well with Kathy right now. So Chris would be a great addition for us. And Chris, you have some words to say? Or?
Sure. No, well, first of all, I'm honored, and I wanted to thank everybody for bringing me on board. And, it's a pleasure to be able to serve and hopefully give even more of my expertise and recommendations. I'm a triple public school, Palm Beach County School System alumni. So I went to Boca Elementary, Boca Middle School, Boca High. And currently my son is in Wellington Landings Middle School. So love the public school system, and anything I can do to give back, pleasure to be here, and thank you for everybody.
And Chris is Chief Strategy and Technology Officer.
That's right. At Lynn University, I've been there about 20 years now, so just a little bit of time there.
Great.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Can we wheel around the TAC members, probably from that seat, so that he knows who we are?
Kim Hall, Senior Attorney.
James Campbell, Principal, Seminole Ridge High School.
Radcliffe Brown, I'm with the Clerk and Controller.
Larry Paget, retired school district employee.
Roger Pelzer, retired school district with Mr. Shaw.
Dave Wilhelm, Director of IT Infrastructure.
Welcome, Chris. Natasha Bell Hayden, Director of the PMO.
Ray Usler, Director of IT Security.
Chris Prasad, Director of IT Technical Operations.
Adam Miller, Director of Education Technology.
Good morning. Dwayne Piper, I'm with the South Florida Water Management District.
Deepak.
And we know each other. Michael from FPL.
Mike Burke, CFO.
Wonderful. Well, welcome again. Thank you. Okay. So now we get into our first update, the Trailblazer update by Dr. Miller. Welcome.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's great to be in front of you guys again and present some updates on our Trailblazer program and our interactive flat panels. I'll also be updating you on our digital classroom envelope. Our Trailblazer program is going our Trailblazer program is going very well, and that's because we really start with our district vision and mission that drives everything we do, and we're always focused on all learners reaching their highest potential, and with our mission of empowering each student to reach his or her highest potential. We have some additional drivers in the Department of Education Technology. Part of our strategic plan is strategic initiative number 4, which is providing digital and blended learning opportunities utilizing current technology. Guides everything we do in our department. And then we have another driver. Every 5 years, the school district is accredited. And improvement priority number 1, you could read the whole thing there, but I'm going to go to the last few lines with providing instructional strategies that are engaging and differentiated according to student need with an additional focus on the use of technology and support of learning. We don't want that to be improvement priority number 1 next time around, and I think everything we've been doing will help ensure that. So talking about the Trailblazer program, I know we have a new member, but the goal really of the Trailblazer program is just really creating capacity across the district to help all learners reach their highest potential. It's providing teachers with the training and current technology tools tied to digital and blending learning opportunities. It's really a train the trainer program. Every school has Trailblazers. I think about 10 to 15% of every staff. They receive training from our staff. They've had to complete Google certification, a Google Certified Educator training. They're also the first ones to get technology that we roll out, and we're also the ones we use for a lot of technology pilots. So when we think, sorry, the mouse is fast. So when we think of the Trailblazer program affecting the entire district, right? We're actually doing thank you, sir. We need a change process to guide our work, and something I learned in my PhD program is to use John Cotter's 8-step change process. Is very powerful. I've used it at my schools. It's very helpful when you use it appropriately. And for those of you who don't know Cotter's 8-step change process, I'll just go through it really quickly, and this really guides our Trailblazer work. Starting at the bottom, creating a sense of urgency. You always, there needs to be a reason for change. And if there isn't a reason for change, the change is not going to happen. Once you have that urgency established, you need to form a powerful coalition, a guiding coalition of opinion leaders that are going to help make the change happen. And then with those opinion leaders, you move to step 3, which is developing a vision and strategy together. Once you have that vision and strategy, you communicate it, and then you empower action by providing training, resources, support, and trying to remove as many barriers as possible. Once you're doing that, you need to celebrate quick wins as often as possible. I'm a big advocate of that. Anytime there's a success, make sure everyone knows about and celebrate as much as you can. Then once they see all those small wins happening, then we get to build on that and make other changes happen because everyone's buying into it. And then finally, the last step of the Cotter's process is to make it stick. Just make it part of how we do things around here. And how that works with our Trailblazer program, I'm just going to take you through it very quickly, starting at the bottom, again, establishing that sense of urgency. So a little more than a few years ago, there was a great sense of urgency here in the school district. Computer-based testing was just initiated across the entire district, across the entire state, actually. We have a continuing issue with digital divide, providing digital citizenship opportunities for students, the accreditation report, like I mentioned before. The penny sales tax was coming as well. And we had made some promises to to the voters of what we were going to do with those funds, as well as capital funds were coming out. So a guiding coalition was formed. The Chief of Performance Accountability, Mark Howard, the Education Technology Department, the IT Department, working closely with Deepak and all the directors, and then, of course, with our Curriculum, Teaching, and Learning Division, got together to form that guiding coalition. And together, they developed the vision and strategy, which became the Trailblazer Program. That Trailblazer Program has been communicated through bulletins, emails, many presentations, many meetings with principals and teachers, and then using social media such as Twitter and Google+. We've empowered broad-based action by training as much as we can and deploying devices such as Chromebook cards and flat panels for the Trailblazers First. We work education to technology as well as IT and teaching and learning. We work with schools when barriers come up. They know to reach out, and we help them work through those barriers. We provided subfunding. We provided open Google trainings, and we've also visited just about every single Trailblazer in the district to get feedback and see how we're going and where we can improve. Generating short-term wins. Twitter appears to be a very powerful tool for us. Our Trailblazers are going on Twitter and sharing their instructional strategies and their wins, and other teachers are learning from each other through Twitter. The Education Network here in the district, has done a wonderful job of promoting our work and creating some videos. There's going to be a new video coming out this summer, which we can't wait to share, as well as our Google certifications. I'll be sharing in a little bit. We have the most Google certifications of any district in the entire world, which is pretty awesome. Going to step 7 of Kotter's model is consolidating gains and producing more change. I'll be talking about Google Certified Trainers in just a minute. Our interactive flat panel project, although not directly a Trailblazer project, has kind of morphed together to be part of that, and it's been hugely successful. And then we've expanded the Trailblazer program to a Leading with Technology Trailblazer program focused on our school administrators and district staff. And then just anchoring new approaches in the culture of how we do things around here, making sure interactive flat panels are available in district training rooms, providing ongoing training for district and school administrators, presenting to academic cabinet, to this group and others. So what have we accomplished so far? So we have a little over 1,700 Trailblazers in our district currently. We're at the end of year 2. You can see it's kind of almost a break even between secondary schools and elementary schools. We've deployed over 47,000 Chromebooks to train teachers in our district through the Trailblazer program. Talking about Google certification, if you didn't know, there's different levels. There's a level, Google Certified Educator Level 1 and Level 2. Level 2 just goes more into depth, and then there's a Google Certified Trainer certification. So we have over 1,460 Google certifications in our district. Like I said, that's the most in any district in the world. Google won't actually put that in writing. They'll say that in the U.S., yes. Basically, the way they're able to tell where the Google certifications come from is you have to sign up through email, and they look at the domain name. So I think first domain name that's top of the list for Google certifications is at gmail.com. The second one is at yahoo.com, and the third one is at palmbeachschools.org. So that's pretty cool. So, and that was actually back when we had 300 or 400 certifications. So we've really gone above and beyond. I mentioned the Google Certified Trainer. There's once you pass level 2, you can earn your Google Certified Trainer, which is a little more rigorous. And there's certain requirements of being a Google Certified Trainer. You have to do a certain number of trainings during the year and things like that. You have to submit videos of yourself teaching. We currently have 22 Google Certified Trainers. I don't know if he's in the room. Our 22nd just happened is our manager, David Atwell, just got his Google certification. We're very excited about that. And then our Leading with Technology Trailblazer program, we're requiring school principals, APs, and district administrators. We have a training they go through about our change process around Trailblazers, and then they have to pass the GCE test. Right now we have 37. That might not seem like a lot, but we're very proud of that number, and we know it's going to continue to grow, and we have trainings offered over the summer. So Google Certified Trainer. Right now we have 22. Our goal is to have one trainer in every school. But if you think about the number of certifications we have in our district, that's a lot of knowledge around Google tools for education. But if we had a trainer in every single school in our district, that would really help move our work forward because of our common knowledge around digital tools. So we started, we offered up to anyone who is Google certified currently in the district to apply to be a trainer in our district, and that's a program developed by the Ed Tech department. We had 150 applicants. We accepted 70 of those applicants into the program. We expect maybe 50 to 60 of those applicants to make it all the way through. This is rigorous. It's not just you sign up and you get in. We're expecting them to do the work because we want quality trainers out there in our schools helping people do the work. Another success this year, when we started the Trailblazer program, it was really focused towards general education classrooms. We started a pilot this year around what we call ESE Trailblazers. They're really focused on our classrooms with the students with intellectual disabilities or IND, students with autism, ASD classrooms, and then emotionally behavior disabled students or EBD classrooms, and those tend to be smaller classrooms, anywhere from 10 to 15 students in them. And you can see the schools listed there. Working with the ESE department in our district and IT, we visited every single one of these classrooms in these schools that have these specific classrooms, and we learned the needs of each and every student and provided them not just flat panels, as you see here, but Chromebooks or iPads and other digital resources that they needed above and beyond what they were already getting to help bridge that digital divide for those students. I think our cheerleader, we have a number of cheerleaders from this program, but Patty Hart, she's a teacher at Limestone Creek, just amazing, an amazing teacher, and she said it best. We took this quote from her, technology at its best. The students love the smart flat panel and our math program on individual Chromebooks. One student said it was like magic. One thing I miss being principal is, if I had a hard day, I could just go into a kindergarten classroom for like half an hour and I'd be good, Visiting these classrooms is the same thing for me. So I don't get to go there every day, but on those tough days I could visit those classrooms. So that's a big win, I think. And we're going to expand this next year, I think another 20 classrooms. So we're excited about that. Another win this year is, really what comes first for teachers? Do we start with the technology? Or do we start with pedagogy, which is, how students learn? And it's really about what our students should be learning. That's what the teachers should be starting with when they plan, what standards they're teaching. As teachers plan, and when they plan effectively, they identify some learning goals for the day or for the week, and then specific tasks. Once those specific tasks are chosen from the learning goal and the standards they're picking, then they should pick the appropriate tools. Whether that's a Chromebook, whether that's a flat panel, or whether that's paper and pencil. I don't expect students to be on Chromebooks every single day. There was a little miscommunication we were finding at the beginning of the year. Rather, it should be when it's the best tool for the job for students learning. So that's something we've also been communicating out, and it's been a big win. I'm going to switch over to the smart flat panels. Does anyone have any questions about the Trailblazers before I move on? Okay, great. So the smart flat panels, it's a big project. We're going to be rolling out over 11,000 smart flat panels over the next year and a half. We've already started this year to every single instructional area in every school in our district. We started with our Trailblazers. Again, being strategic, they're going to learn how to use it best with students, and then their job is supposed to share it with other teachers in their school. So we've rolled it out to all high school and middle school Trailblazers the first half this year. We just finished up the elementary school Trailblazers, and we rolled out to all media centers. We've already begun rolling out to whole school middle schools. We've completed about 10. We're going to move on throughout the summer into the fall to finish off the middle schools. And then around October, November-ish, we're going to jump into rolling out to whole school elementary schools. That should take us through the end of next school year, and then we plan to get to the high schools, the next fall, and finish up with the entire district, and then it would just be break fix or expansion, growth and enrollment after that. As I said, we deployed to all our Trailblazers. We've deployed over 2,600 flat panels to date. This is a picture of them being deployed at, I forget which middle school that was. I think it might have been Jupiter Middle. We've completed 10 whole school middle schools. We did pilot 4 middle schools before anyone else to learn what the pitfalls are, right, and the issues we need to think about when we're rolling out. We did that earlier in the year, and now we're moving on. We just finished 6, and we're going to continue each month. So just want to give a shout out. So SMART obviously is the product we're using for the smart boards, but Whitlock is our integrator, and they handle delivery and customer service. I'm again coming from school principal, but my understanding is that they have had no late smart panel deliveries this whole school year, and my understanding that's pretty good for a company. So we're very proud of that. You can see the Whitlock team there. We're actually pretty impressed. Their warehouse is not very big, and they have to put together these panels and integrate them with a special stand that's just for us, and microphones and other things, and they do that in a very small space. They have a very lean process, which is very cool. So we appreciate them. Part of the SMART training is there's in-person training from the SMART training specialists, but it's also blended learning. There's an an online training. Our goal it's called a SMART Online Digital Educator. Our goal was to have 1,000 of these SDEs trained this school year. So right now we have 406 that have started, and we have over 1,400 that have completed the certification. So we're above our goal, which we're very happy with. Again, this provides the teachers with background information about using the smart panels and the online tools that are available to them, and then the in-person training helps them to use in the classroom, of course. Here on the left, you can see we have 5 dedicated training specialists for the life of the project. The one on the bottom right, Laura Van Helmont, she's actually the lead trainer, and then we have the 4 trainers that work with her. They're really good teachers, and they're really good at working with all the different staffs across the district. I haven't heard a negative comment about any of the specialists, so we're very happy with them. So far, we've trained over 4,700 educators, including administrators, over 1,500 training hours this school year so far, realizing this is just Trailblazers. We're going to be ramping up next school year and doing a lot more. Trained over 400 district personnel, total district training hours are just in the district office is over 600. And they're going to be providing over 26,000 hours of training for the life of this project. So we're very excited about that. So questions?
I had one. Mm-hmm. On the media centers, do they have a specific use, or is it just there for teachers to come in and use? Sure.
So we were, again, trying to be strategic and removing barriers for schools. Part of the Trailblazer program is training other teachers, right? But we also want the students to get used to these flat panels and using them. This is not just for the teacher use, it's for the students. And we thought, what better way than to get these panels into the media centers, because every student filters through the media center, hopefully at least weekly. And plus our media specialists in our district are just awesome. So we kind of made them additional Trailblazers in the schools. So we wanted to, that was the strategery, as we call it, around that. Just so you know, there are 3 different sizes of the panels. I think I mentioned before. The standard is a 75-inch panel. That's for our regular classrooms. We have a smaller 65-inch panel for smaller rooms. And then we have a larger 86-inch panel for our media centers. Every single media specialist got those, and those are for bigger rooms across the district. I think I answered your question, Roger. Pretty good. Thank you.
I had one other question, too. During that, you had 150 applicants that applied for a training program?
The GC trainer,
right.
Yes.
And 80 people didn't make it. Is there any kind of remediation or anything set up to help those people who didn't, or is it just that they didn't make it?
They got feedback.
Betty, or-
They received feedback on why they didn't get it, because we would like them to reapply in the future. And we, again, our goal is to have a trainer for at least every school. So yes, so that we provide the feedback to them.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I just had a quick question. It's relatively minor. I noticed that the high schools is 2020, 2021.
Mm-hmm.
And with technology, there's always upgrades and things like that. So the boards that are deployed, or the first generation of boards, how are those going to compare with the later ones? I know there's probably software associated with it, and can the ones that went before be upgraded to match the newer ones?
Yeah, as part of their RFP, as we'll continue to get. We're going to stick with the MX series, but when the new boards come out, those will get rolled out, as well as firmware and software updates are part of our normal work.
Okay, and then my follow-up is adoption of technology. I think I asked this question the last time. We have people that are part of the Trailblazer program. These are the ones who want to and are participating with change.
Right.
But my experience is it's when you get it to whole school and the people who are there and they're happy with the way they're doing things, I'm concerned about the adoption rate. We can always deploy technology. I've seen technology deployed, and it's really not used to the fullest extent. And we've spent all this money to.
Right, return on investment. That's a big worry of mine, and we know that's coming. Right, the Trailblazers, they're gung ho. They're going to use the technology, but as we go to entire schools, we're going to be running into this issue. And this is part of the empowering action, creating quick wins, and building on the change. Part of our strategy. We're working with principals. Like, for example, we're providing open trainings for principals and how better use of smart panels. We want these panels to be used throughout the district and throughout the school year, various ways by the principals, by different teachers. Part of change process, I feel, is, if Chris and Ray and I are using the smart panels and we're talking great things, but Natasha's saying, I'm not sure about this, because she's friends with us, or she's a coworker with us, she's going to try it out. Because of peer pressure, maybe, but also because people she trusts, like Ray and Chris, and me, are saying this is good. They're going to try it out. So we know that's going to get us to 80, 90% of the staff with the work we've been doing with open trainings and removing barriers. But we're going to work with the principals when we get to those staff members. And it's not. I don't think I have a correct answer for you, but that's going to be part of our work as we go to whole schools.
So in essence, then we'll have a change management plan.
Right.
Along with the technology deployment.
Always, yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just had a comment. Dr. Miller opened up talking about our accreditation process and that observation that we needed to do a better job of integrating the technology with our instruction. And that took place a little bit over 2 years ago. I believe it was like January or February of 2017. And I had a little, I had some time with the committee. If you don't know about that process, it's this group, Advanced Ed. They accreditate school districts across the world, but they bring in a pretty good-sized team. I think it was about 30-plus people that come in, and they really kind of scour the whole district. They go out to several schools. I remember we picked them up in a school bus, and we about filled the bus, and had a chance to have some conversations with them. And these folks came from all different parts of the country, and when they were coming to Palm Beach, a lot of them seemed to have this impression that we would be a very affluent community and have all the resources in the world. And it was a little bit of an eye-opener when they saw that while we had those parts of the community, we also have, some pretty extreme poverty, and, more than half our kids are qualified for free and reduced lunch. And we didn't really, at that point, we were fortunate. We had just passed the sales tax referendum in November of 2016, and the revenue starts coming in on January, and we hadn't even got the first check yet, so there's about a 3-month lag on getting those sales tax revenues. So the last time they were here, it was really right before the money started coming in, and where we had done something locally to really bolster our funding so that we could do these type of things. So I'm not sure when they're due back. Is it about every 4 years or so?
Every 5 years.
5 years, okay.
They're coming.
So hopefully, we should look a lot better next time they get here, thanks to the voters of Palm Beach County, and everything we're doing really. We were their principals yesterday. All the positive things we're able to do for the upcoming year, it's either a result of the sales tax, where we're rebuilding our schools and adding technology, or the $1 mil property tax the voters passed last November that is going to allow us to pay our teachers better and add more security and mental health professionals and all that good stuff. So we're lucky to be in Palm Beach. I think we're going to start standing apart from maybe the rest of the state.
Fine. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Our next update, we'd like to invite Mr. George Soley forward. He's going to give us the update on the annual summer internship.
Actually, I think I have one more presentation, the Education Technology Classroom Tools update.
Oh, I apologize. Please go ahead. Continue.
Second one.
Okay.
Hello.
Don't worry, it's fast. There it is. Okay, so digital classroom hardware refresh. So as I shared before, our vision and mission, our drivers and strategic plan, and that improvement priority 1 from our accreditation report, that's not going to be our improvement priority next time. I talked about smart panels, but there's other technology that the Department of Education Technology, in conjunction with IT departments and teaching and learning, is rolling out for our classroom envelope. The first is our LCD projector updates, our refresh. The vision for our classrooms is that there be a smart panel that's really for the dynamic content that can be rolled up to students' desks and moved around the classroom. But we also want to make sure we want to keep the projectors as a second screen in the classroom for more static content, PowerPoint presentations, and there's lots of opportunities for teachers. So we've updated our oldest projectors in the district. We'll have this done by June 30th. We've completed over 3,100 refreshes across the district. These are the 8 to 10-year-old projectors that you start seeing some green screens, and they were the box. Now we're moving to the widescreen format, more of the rectangle, so it looks a lot better in the classrooms, and that's the updating to the new Epson PowerLight 980Ws. We'll have the over 3,200 units updated by June 30th. These newer units have a longer lamp life. The bulb cost is actually a lot cheaper. And with the introduction of the flat panels, we think the bulbs are going to last even longer because the use is going to be a little bit balanced. We're very excited about that. Some of the classrooms needed it. Again, this is thanks to the penny sales tax. These are just for classrooms. We do have larger scale projectors that are going to be going into cafeterias and media centers, and that project is going to be held next year. Another piece of the digital classroom envelope is our document cameras, where teachers can project a sheet of paper or anything else up onto the projector screen. This is a one-year project. We are actually done right now. We just have a few schools left. Some were installed by school techs, and some were installed after hours by Phone and Pad Warehouse. This is a choice up to the schools that we gave them. The nice thing about the new document cameras, it comes with a new Sphere 2 software, which allows additional productivity with the document cameras, more so than we had in the past. And finally, a very integral part of the classroom is audio enhancement. Audio enhancement systems in every classroom. I was a teacher, standing up teaching all day, your voice does, go quickly. Especially with the classrooms, once you get to the old school with the rows in the classroom, once you get past that third row, the voice of the teacher does decrease considerably, and it is harder for students to hear it in the back of the classroom. So audio enhancement allows the teacher to talk in their normal voice throughout the day, which really helps and increases student engagement. We've updated our oldest models again, from the IR to the RF amps. And we are updating the old IR handheld microphones for the smart IFP flat panel rollout, because those flat panels actually hook up to our audio enhancement systems as well. And our plans in the future to continue to upgrade the oldest amplifiers as we move forward. Like I said, that was quick. Does anyone have any questions? Okay. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we'll move on to the IT summer intern program.
Good morning. I'm George Suley. I work as a project manager for Natasha in the IT PMO. This time of year, it's my pleasure to be the director of the IT summer internships. We've had a program now for 5 years. Over the last 4 years, we've educated, shown what the workplace is like to over 100 students. It's a very popular program. Each year we can expect between 130 and 330 applicants. But I want to emphasize that it's also popular for our staff. Everybody enjoys in IT stepping into educators' shoes and being mentors for the summer. And I think they've done a good job about it. In fact, we've had an award-winning program. 1 year was for Corporate Social Responsibility, National Award. The second year was for Innovation, National Award. We even ventured last year into an international competition and became a finalist. Our interns are working with us for 6 weeks. A lot of times the mentorship is one-on-one. They're paid $10.75 an hour. I'm not ready yet, but that's okay. That's okay. It's important these days for college students to have internships to show that they've had work experience in a field that they want to be employed in. But it's also very valuable for high school students. For one thing, in addition to understanding what the adult world looks like when they come to work, they have the opportunity to get their heads around what field of study they might really like to work at. If you can test it, they can also see other things and say, no, that's what I really want. Well, as I said, we're about coming into our 5th year. In a week and a half, we'll welcome 30 new intern students to work with us this summer. Last year it was 23. Deepak and the whole staff has been straining to get as many students into the program as possible. That's our goal. We do get a lot of recognition, and I could point out that Mike Burke, who's sitting over there, and the superintendent, here, wanted more students to have the opportunity to have internships in the district, and so this year they have funded, actually, 23 other district departments to train 32 interns, and they'll start at the same time we are. Chris Prasad is very interested in having opportunities spread out as far as the Glades for students. And so, Chris, you want to talk a little bit about what you've done?
Okay. We have an initiative for the Windows 7 going end of life, and for the Glades area, we've hired the school-based technicians for the summer. And in conjunction of that, we've actually hired 4 student interns that live in the Glades. And I know some of them have some restrictions of getting travel back and forth every day to the district office. So they'll be housed at Pahokee High School, middle school over there, and they'll be working out in the Glades area for the summer.
Excellent.
And all 5 of our departments are engaged in this, so it really spreads across the whole division. We have corporate sponsors that give us some funding for some perks we wish to give the interns, such as our exclusive shirts and then the education we do for working lunches. This is last year's group of interns, 2018 class. There were 23. They're pictured there with Deepak and with the superintendent.
Mike was out that day.
Yeah, we usually have Mike in the picture.
You guys got to Photoshop me in there.
Most of our IT interns go on to college. Melanie, pictured on the left, is going to UF. She was a junior last year. This year she's graduated and going to the University of Florida in the fall. Diego was going on to Caltech. He was actually a true genius. And I've had a couple now go to Ivy League schools, or at least the equivalent. Some of our interns we employ all year long because they have critical skills we can use. This is William with his mentor Stanley overlooking some CAD work that's being done. We've also actually hired interns into permanent jobs. So, you know, we really have jobs that spread from the college-needed skill development down to you can learn if you have an ability to work with tech and learn as you go. So it's really been an interesting program. We have some new ideas we want to come up with. Dr. Deborah Robinson, who's on the school board, has been setting up a consortium just countywide to encourage more internships, and she's leaned heavily on us for experience with getting that started. We think there's opportunities elsewhere too that we haven't explored yet, and we're going to push for that. If you look at all the experiential learning that high school students can get, these are some areas we can develop more. Maybe the schools even can have some programs that we don't depend totally on the district to get more students into opportunities for working. External internships we wanted to pair with, as Michael Fowler knows, with Palm Beach Tech this summer, but the grant we applied for didn't go through, therefore we couldn't fund that. We do have some programs that work into apprenticeships at the junior college. I'd like to see more of our colleges, at least one in the area, come up with co-op programs, which we could then have students work and go to school alternative semesters and really have a job with a firm when they finish. Externships is something that could be done quickly. Do I have any questions?
Awesome work. I think I might have said this before here. So I'm a product of high school co-op. So I did co-oping back in the Stone Ages. And you know my passion for this stuff. So we got to keep working it. So I had my first high school intern last summer. I didn't get one this year, but I'm going to try for it again next year.
Great. Well,
and he came back. He's an interesting kid. He came back this year. Now he's a college intern. So I'm watching to see how he progresses through the process.
Just like to thank George. He's done a really great job with this, and he's developed a model that we're replicating and expanding throughout the district. Our maintenance department brings kids out of some of our career academies that do construction work and that type of thing. HR, the academics, finance, it's really starting to take root, and the experience has been very positive from both the students and then their coworkers that end up working with them here at the district. You know, it brings I think a fresh breath of air into the departments, and you know, they've been really great employees. So thank you, George.
Yep. Thanks. Thank you. Great program. Okay, I'm going to go out of order because I want to talk about the next meeting. There's no meeting in July, so if tentatively set for August 7th would be our next meeting. See if we have a full agenda for that, and then that's it. So, any motion to end the meeting?
So moved.
Okay.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you.